The Lagos State Governance Advisory Council GAC member Muraino Taiwo reveals what Obasa wants after he was removed by Lagos lawmakers. Can you imagine? I know that this, I don't even know when Lagos formed this GAC. I'm sure it's Tinubu's handwork. Governance Advisory Council in Lagos, the highest political body that you must belong to before you can, they decide who is who in Lagos politics. So a member of that GAC has revealed what Obasa wanted. What did he want? That is the question. So in a statement, in a significant political maneuver, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly are reportedly deliberating a formal communication to President Bola Tinubu regarding the recent removal of Mudashiru Obasa from his position as Speaker of the House of Assembly. There's growing speculation that Obasa may be allowed to rejoin the Assembly and potentially resign on his own. Those were the issues that were said earlier now, that they wanted him to come back. That was what Tinubu wanted, but it didn't go the way he wanted. That he should come back so that he can resign on his own. Obasa cannot resign. He wanted to continue there, from there become the governor of the state. That is the thing. So, and even if he comes back, he was not removed as a member of the assembly. He was removed as speaker. That is it. He is still free to be a main floor member and continue his legislative duties if he wishes to, except if he does not want to. And so one other person can take up the job from there. So according to Punch News, this development follows an extensive meeting held on Monday between lawmakers and members of the GAC Governors Advisory Council at the Governor's Lodge in Marina, Lagos. So according to sources close to the discussion, some GAC members expressed that Obasa's ousting, which occurred on January 13, 2025, was both unwarranted and disrespectful to the leadership structure of the All Progressive Congress APC in Lagos. I'm sure it's the only that is there are others at Tinubu. That's what they're trying to say. Yeah, what is the leadership structure from the presidency now? Because Tinubu is the leader of that GAC. That is it. So they emphasized the importance of formally notifying President Tinubu ahead, who also serves as the national leader of the party, about their stance on the matter. So they want to take permission from Tinubu before they could impeach somebody who was becoming unruly. Can you imagine? So the GAC, known as the apex decision-making body within the APC in Lagos, plays a crucial role in the political landscape of the state. So the APC maintains a stronghold over the Lagos state government, controlling a significant majority of the seats in the House of Assembly. So attending the Monday meeting were prominent figures including Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat, and various key officials from the House. So the discussions reflected the council's influence and the complex dynamics at play within the assembly. So Chief Muraino Taiwo, a member of the GAC, highlighted that while the council had conveyed the party's position to the lawmakers, there was a noticeable preference among them for Mojisola Miranda as the new speaker. Okay. So Miranda, who previously served as deputy speaker, was duly elected by the lawmakers following Obasa's dismissal. So in a phone interview, Chief Taiwo reiterated his opposition to Obasa's removal and stated that the assembly should permit him to return, allowing him the autonomy to decide whether to resign. So the lawmakers should adhere to the party's directives, allow the speaker to resume, and collaborate with them. Whether he resigns or not is his personal decision, not something they can force Taiwo emphasize. The English that they speak. Assemblies are independent of the executive. They are legislators and they are independent of the executive and the judiciary. So they have just acted in their independent power. And now the party APC in Lagos State or the GAC or whatever they call themselves should not influence the assembly. That is it. So they want a situation where permission will be taken before they impeach him, Abi. so that they will continue to lord over them even when they are no longer comfortable with his leadership style or his or being under his leadership. So this Taiwo Moreno, I don't understand what he wants. That is it. You cannot impose this guy on them. So as the situation unfolds, the political landscape in Lagos remains charged with ramifications that could affect the future governance of the state. So the next step taken by the lawmakers and the response from President Tinubu will be closely monitored as both factions within the assembly grapple with the implications of leadership changes and party dynamics. All these analysis are just giving is because they are just trying to recognize Tinubu in the whole game. That is it. It was obvious that they didn't want to stay under the leadership of Obasa anymore. And Obasa being a key figure from Tinubu also wanted to remain there to perpetuate Tinubu's agenda. But the issue is not about Tinubu or not Tinubu. The issue here is that they already said that he's becoming high-handed, he's becoming disrespectful to the governor, and he's also, imposing some things on the assembly. And so the entire assembly was no longer comfortable with him. That is it. All these other speculations, whether because he wanted to be governor, and Sheyi Tinubu also wants to be governor, that there's conflict of interest there, and that has actually worked for his removal. I don't see how that goes, but it cannot be far from the truth anyway. These people cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted. So what Moreno Taiwo is trying to say here is, in his own position, he is against, as a member of the GAC, is against the removal of Obasa. Okay, he should have been allowed to come back and decide whether to resign or not to resign. Obasa, no politician will use this hand to resign in Nigeria. It can never happen. And the guy will continue to, rather, the guy will form another caucus and disorganize the assembly to put his own caucus in power. That is exactly what would have happened. And so impeaching him was more like disabling him and incapacitating him. If they allow him to come back and continue as the Speaker of the Assembly, what that guy is going to do is going to go and look for huge money and buy more than half of the Assembly, buy up to 2/3 of them, and then begin to dictate, just like Wike is dictating in Lagos. That's exactly what Obasa would have done. And he will also perpetuate his plan to become the governor of the state, which is not bad. If he's qualified, he can be a governor. But the truth is that the way they play politics in Nigeria, I'm telling you, they have no respect for each other. So all these other ones is that Tinubu is angry that they removed Obasa, and that is why somebody like Moreno Taiwo is shaking now like a plantain leaf because they don't want Tinubu to be offended. But Tinubu knows that the assembly knew what they were doing, and there is a limit to the extent he can dictate for them. They have taken the action. Let life move on. Let them get someone else to take his place, which they already have. Mojishola Miranda has taken over, and they can continue from there. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment. What Obasa wanted was just to come back, and then he can resign. He cannot resign. That guy will never resign.